Baguio City is the heart of the Cordillera Autonomous Region. It is the country's summer hideaway with its year-long cool climate, fresh scent of pine trees, and its friendly and accommodating people. Good afternoon, I'm Sharm Zaspina, and this is PTV News Now. And the people of Baguio City are not only courteous and congenial, they are also full of compassion. They have banded together as the first LGU in the country to join in the chorus of nations calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, continuing peace talks and the uninterrupted flow of humanitarian aid of food, water, and medicines inside the war zone where famine and malnutrition have set in. Councillor Benny Bumogao penned the final and official resolution, which was approved Monday this week after months of deliberations and revisions since November of last year. The resolution is in step and concurrence with the government's official position that supports the call for a ceasefire, peace talks, and access to humanitarian aid by the starving and dying people in Gaza. In the meantime, Hurricane Beryl hit the southern coast of Jamaica early Wednesday, ravaging the coastal communities in its path with howling winds and torrential rains. But by evening, Prime Minister Andrew Holmes said the country had seen the worst of Beryl's wrath and is thankful the damage and destruction was not widespread as feared. Beryl grew into a hurricane from a storm Monday this week and raced quickly across the Caribbean, leaving a trail of ruin and devastation in the islands of Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, where 90% of homes in Union Island were destroyed. Lying in Beryl's path up ahead are the Grand Cayman Islands, even as hurricane watches are up in Haiti and the Dominican Republic, the island of Hispaniola, and the Yucatan Peninsula. Beryl is the second named hurricane in this year's Atlantic hurricane season. In June, Tropical Storm Alberto hit northeastern Mexico, leaving 4 people dead in its wake. Fentanyl may be the world's top narcotic menace, laying waste to tens of thousands of lives in the U.S. and elsewhere. But in the mountains of Central Asia, the old-fashioned and dreaded opium has more Afghans addicted than ever before, even despite a Taliban-imposed ban on poppy plant cultivation from whence opium is derived. Shaista Sadat Lami narrates this VOA report of Mohammed Zaman Sohail from Jalalabad.
Muzammil Shah says for 9 years he's been addicted to heroin, opium, methamphetamine, and hashish. He lives with other drug users in an empty lot in Jalalabad, Afghanistan, and hasn't been home for a long time. His wife and 3 children are left alone at home without any help.
It's so painful to me because one night is like 10 years when I'm away from my kids. I'm married by my choice, and it was a love marriage. But due to opium and meth, I never experienced or tasted married life or adulthood.
Until last year, Afghanistan ruled as the world's biggest poppy producer. But a Taliban-imposed moratorium on the plant that produces opium has cut cultivation by up to 95% in some areas. Still, the Taliban acknowledges the country is suffering under high addiction rates, and that as many as 4 million people who are addicted to drugs are scattered across Afghanistan. Afghan experts say there is not enough information to help those struggling with the disease.
There is no international assistance, so there is no research on the numbers of drug users and no information about addicts or how many addicts we have in society. And we won't know about the reasons for addiction. If there is no information or no data, it will hurt our society.
More than half of the drug treatment centers closed after the Taliban takeover 3 years ago, and lack of funding keeps them shuttered. But Yusuf Khan and others who were admitted to treatment centers in Jalalabad say they are a huge help to people with drug addictions. Khan is now in recovery.
I regret it. Our life started from now. We were like dead people when we were using drugs. Our conscience was dead, and our feeling was dead.
Muzammil Shah also wants to see the Taliban open more treatment centers. He also believes that in addition to banning poppy cultivation, the buying and selling of drugs should also be stopped.
If they capture smugglers and drug dealers, nobody will go to a place to use drugs. No one will be crazy to go to a place to use drugs. They will not be able to use drugs.
Shaw and others addicted to drugs say that despite the Taliban's effort to stop poppy production, drugs are still readily available. For Muhammad Zaman Sohail in Jalalabad, Afghanistan, Shaista Sadat Lame, VOA News.
So that's it for this afternoon. Join us again tomorrow for more breaking stories. And always keep in mind to stay connected by catching the news right here on PTV. Sharms Espina here for PTV News Now.